about what I wouldn't do when I was hungry.
Yeah.
But when Raw talk about that damn hollow stomachs and hard times, I'm talking about where sleep is for them. Y'all go home to sleep, ain't nothing to eat tonight again. What you gonna do? And right here it's saying if you want to eat, come on in here, just show us the mark of the beast.
Right.
And you and little Johnny and Rufus and Bobo can eat.
Y'all can have some of this matrix oatmeal.
Now what are you gonna do? Slop. And the woman hollering, I can't believe what kind of man you gonna let your children die. Take them more, man.
Yeah.
Y'all's perilous times coming, y'all. Let's read this last book, y'all. We're gonna close out.
The book of Luke, chapter 11. Start at verse 37.
And y'all understand when we talk about the will of God, the permissible will of God, when we've been talking about different things you may do. Hosea was told to go marry a harlot to show Israel they've seen him. He knows how to do things. They are not his will, but it's a permissive will to get a point across. It has to be to get a point across. You can't render. The Most High don't do things like this. If somebody says, man, you know, I bet if you let the lights get turned on, I bet if they have to ride the bus, if you do that, they will get in line. So basically what you're saying, if I stay in the dark too, I can get the message across to them. That ain't what the Bible teaches. You don't suffer because somebody else won't do right. That shows them you still on the same team they on. You have to figure out how it's going to be. I'm not going to dwell in the dark. Now I'm going to ask you for the last time, where your portion at? If not, I'm going to move to a location where I keep the lights on. You can't punish yourself for nobody else's sins. Now, under no circumstances to prove a point to them. Because they can play the prove the point game too. Like cut it off after midnight. And watch you leave. Tough as you was in front of your brothers in the class. I ain't even properly in the day. Let's get it, boy. What we at? Luke 11.
Luke chapter 11, verse 37. And as he spake, a certain Pharisee besought him to dine with him.
Y'all see that? A Pharisee. We know who the Pharisees was. They didn't believe in the Messiah.
Right.
Not at all. They say he came that we don't. You an imposter. But they invite him to the house.
And he bid him, and he goes.
Go ahead, bro.
And he went in and sat down to meat. And when the Pharisee saw it, he marveled that he had not first washed before dinner.
Now look at this. They got their Mark chapter 7. They have rituals of washing hands. Not saying that the Messiah was a dirty person, but they said unless you wash your hands the way a priest do it, walking in like this, you cannot eat. You have to look like you holy. Go ahead, bro.
Lord came straight in from outside.
Outside. Go ahead.
39. And the Lord said unto him, now do ye Pharisees make clean the outside of the cup.
What they make clean?
The outside of the cup.
Yes, sir.
And the platter. But your inward part is full of ravening and wickedness.
See, you can have this outer dressed up, you can have your friends on, you can be talking a good game, but if the inside of you don't know what the Lord of Most High is, you just show. You're trying to service. Go ahead, bro.
Sit down to eat with the Pharisee at his house.
Right.
Verse 40. Ye fool.
Ye what?
Ye fool.
Uh-huh.
Did not he that made that which is without make that which is within also? But rather give alms of such things as you have, and behold, all things are clean unto you. But woe unto you, Pharisees, for ye tithe mint and rue, and all manner of herbs, and pass over judgment.
And pass over what?
Judgment.
See, y'all, judgment ain't talked about in no organized man-made doctrines out here today. They say it's one. Seventh-day Adventists talk about judgment. Only one. They talk about judgment mental. But they mention it from all spiritual, and there's no inheritor. There's still an inheritor. The children of Israel and spiritual Israel join into this. All of you got to think spiritual first. They have to understand that you are the heir. If they don't and try to put themselves in, it's going to be problems. Go ahead, brother.
And pass over judgment.
And pass over what?
Judgment. And the love of God. These are ye to have done.
What is the love of God? God said, if you love me, you do what?
Keep the commandments.
So what the love of God is, keep the commandments. It says you to pass over judgment and the commandments. Go ahead, brother.
These ought ye to have done.
So Christ is saying, this is what you need to be doing. Then washing hands. Go ahead.
And not to leave the other undone.
See, but he ain't saying don't just come in here, you fresh out the bathroom, spraying air freshener and ain't gonna wash it. No, you can't come to the table. Christ ain't saying that. Don't leave the other things undone. Understand, cleanliness is what cleanliness is. Christ talked about everything white and clean. So he's not promoting a dirty hand doctrine.
No, they just was pumping their own tradition. Saying that you're unclean and you ain't worthy of nothing unless you want to wash how you say you gotta wash.
That's right.
That's what they will promote. So he put the word on it. Verse 43. Woe unto you Pharisees, for ye love the uppermost seats in the synagogues, and greetings in the market.
They got the highest church in every doctrine, don't they? He sit up there just passing, rocking to the music.
The throne room, down around friendly temple.
And all the greetings in the market.
We can talk to the crowd. They got the throne room in there.
And Pastor got a bucket, a basket full of Jack and Daniel. He ain't gonna see. He ain't gonna.
Go ahead. 44. Woe unto you scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites.
What are they?
Hypocrites. For ye are as graves which appear not, and the men that walk over them are not aware of them. Right. Then answered one of the lawyers, and said unto him, Master, thus saying, thou reproachest us also. And he said, Woe unto you also, ye lawyers, for ye lay men with burdens grievous to be borne, and ye yourselves touch not the burdens with one of your fingers.
Now understand what this is saying. He's saying, like Joel Osteen, you're telling him about the goodness of God. You got a 30,000 mega stadium, big crib, all of this airport, and you are telling them, go tell it to the world free. But in the same breath, you're saying, bring the money back to me. Christ said, everybody sharing the wealth. You get a jet, Sister Johnson get a jet.
Right.
But then they telling you to spend all your money, bring it back to him. I've got a vision. Sister India, the Spirit has told me $1,000 donation from you today.
Plant a seed. Plant that seed, doctor.
Sow seed. Everybody look. What's she gonna do? Then she start writing a check. Yeah, no one bounce to Nairobi.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. That's when they bring the choir in.
Lord, you can get
Go ahead, brother. Finish this up. So we close out. No, right there on St. Louis Avenue and what is it?
That's
They had a tithe and vote for the gold,
Sure did.
the silver giver, and not only this, but they had the bounce check vote.
Sure did. I know they did.
And when people talk about it,
They had your check up there. Your rubber check.
You ain't on the Lord.
What's that? You ain't gonna Lord.
understand y'all what the exclusion is, what they're doing. They wait good till you sit right down, and then they put that on there for conscience sake. And you are wrapped up in this conscience that I got to do to everybody.
Made it a competition.
Now you got that red envelope, and you write $1,000 check. And Avenue E said Monday we will be out there between 8 and 4, and you write $1,000 check.
And he pull off in an S550. Right.
You in trick.
Y'all be blessed.
He had a
Y'all be blessed.
Let's get it, y'all. Finish that up, y'all. So close out.
Verse 47. Woe unto you, for ye build the sepulchres of the prophets, and your fathers killed them. Truly ye bear witness that ye allow the deeds of your fathers, for they indeed killed them, and ye build their sepulchres. Therefore also saith the wisdom of God.
Saith the what?
Wisdom of God. I will send them prophets and apostles, and some of them they shall slay and persecute, that the blood of all the prophets, which was shed from the foundation of the world, may be required of this generation. From the blood of Abel.
From the blood of who?
Abel.
That's all the way back in the Bible. Go ahead.
Unto the blood of Zacharias, which perished between the altar and the temple. Verily I say unto you, it shall be required of this generation.
So he said from the time that Cain killed Abel to John the Baptist was killed.
John the Baptist's father.
John the Baptist's father was killed, Zacharias. Everything within that, all of that encompassing that. Verily I say to you, this generation is going to be required. Everything required still of law breaking. He's saying all the way from the garden, all the way up to the point where Christ took over the priesthood. Got to be still answered. There's going to be judgment. Nobody is escaping judgment. Methuselah going to be there. That judgment.
Right.
Shem, Ham, and Japheth going to be there. You going to be there. That great day, not a bunch of days, that great day where the Lord will judge the world. You got to get your conscience right. You got to think when sin comes in, push it out.
Push it out.
Once you entertain it, when sin is entertained, you conceive. Conception then bring forth sin. Lust of sin bring forth death. Push it out of your mind. Finish up, brother.
That Old Testament of Zechariah being killed between the altar and the temple. Who know I can read that? What is it? Know your head, though. That was God.
I'm gonna write it down while you study it out.
What did it count at?
We just throw a few questions out there. Y'all ain't put nobody on the spot. We're just trying to make sure that we're just not listening and we just go with ourselves.
Right. That actual counting goes into showing you that there's other books that go with the Bible. That's a lost book right there.
Right.
The lost book of the Garden of Eden, and all that, they talk about that very same book about John the Baptist's father.
That's right.
Now he was murdered. They were looking for John the Baptist. They thought he might have been Christ. So he refused to let them know where his son was. So Herod had him murdered in the temple. Yeah. Between the temple and the altar.
Y'all tell that why he making sacrifice to the Lord.
They came and killed him because he wouldn't give up where his son was. That's why John the Baptist was raised in the wilderness, in the desert, 40 years until he came back into Israel and started spitting that fire on them, telling them to repent, do all that. But even though him and Christ were cousins, they weren't raised together. He was raised out in the desert. They was looking for him. See that? So that's in the lost books. So y'all just Google the death of Zechariah, and it brings you right to the exact lost book that was part of it.
Absolutely.
Hold that book up, bro.
Yeah, that's the lost book. So y'all, all of these books, but the main thing you compare them to is righteousness. If they break the law, if they say anything against the law of God, put that book down. The Talmud and the Kabbalah is against Christ. It says you can have sex with a boy 3 years of age, and it's not considered.
They can argue with God and
They can argue with God, he wrong. Ain't that what I'm saying, Master? Now wait a minute, Almighty. Let's know who's doing the checking here. It's the clay talking to the potter.
This is how I want to be molded.
Notice Christ talking about events is not even stipulated in the 66 books or the Apocrypha. You have to know other history outside the scripture.
That's right.
See that right there, showing you there's other books. And in John, if y'all write it down, John 21, verse 25, it says if everything Christ did was documented, the world wouldn't be able to contain the books. Which you have a summary of everything that went down.
And y'all think about this, man. People say Christ never existed, but they use the term Egyptology 3000 BC. What are they basing their backbone on? So you're basing your finding number on the birth of Christ.
And not horses.
And not horse. When you say 3000 BC,
see, you are saying we are counting back from the time
BCE.
Christ was born, but he don't exist. Then how you know what your birthday is? You sitting up here talking about you the new 30 and you 62? No, you mistaken. The new 30. No. You ain't gonna never be able to dance like that again. You can jump on a pole if you want. Hey, y'all. Let's finish up, y'all. Verse 52. Woe unto you lawyers, for ye have taken away the key of knowledge. What they taking away? The key of knowledge, right? Ye entered not in yourselves, and them that were entering in, ye hindered. See, even if they see you doing right, or you come to them, Pastor, I done gave you my income tax check. When I get on the boat, I gave you 10% of that. Junior got his first paycheck. We gave you some of that. And the landlord is still talking ugly to us.
Just keep getting.
Well, sister, apparently those numbers you are giving are quite low. Don't deal with that.
Stay
Somebody
encouraged.
go with a food stamp in here.
Where your faith at, sister?
Stay encouraged. Stay encouraged.
Y'all, they tell you to stay encouraged and you suffer.
Until your faith weak.
Or she is so
You finish that battle. You finish that battle. Finish that up, battle. Finish Go ahead, John. 53. And as he said these things unto them, the scribes and the Pharisees began to urge him vehemently and to provoke him to speak of many things, laying wait for him and seeking to catch something out of his mouth that they might accuse him. See, and that's what will happen to you. They're laying in wait to catch the wrong doctrine coming out of your mouth. You got to be sharp. You got to be in shape. You got to listen to the questions that are being asked of you. A lot of times they ask because we say we give this word freely, but